Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
It's episode 91, first episode of 2018.
Yes, it is. Anything happen in 91 for you guys? My sisters were born in 91.
I say my sister was born in 91.
Yeah, like I've been looking on Wikipedia and there was nothing for 91. 91 is considered an angelic number. Not sure what that means. I'm just wondering how people, lived without lotion. Like for me, I'm putting it on the daily due to the cold weather here.
It is stupid cold.
Yes.
It's cold, but you just have to redo your routine a little bit. I go out 15 minutes before I have to leave for work to start the car.
I used to never
do
do that.
I've always done that.
Now I do.
Tuesday morning, it was negative 14 when I left for work.
And it was how many degrees colder than the North Pole?
We were negative, like you said, I think we were negative 14.
Yep.
Antarctica, the North Pole, and Iceland were all in the 30s. Like we were...
I can't imagine.
Like 20, 30 degrees colder.
Well, how was your Christmas?
It's good. Just went to my two family things. How about yours?
Well, let's talk about our drive. It was a perfect drive on the way there.
The way there was awesome.
Nothing. We went through Iowa even. Let's talk about driving up to Minnesota first.
We got a rental. Our rental was a 2017 Chevy Sonic. All bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Heated everything. Heated steering wheel.
Oh, yeah, the steering wheel was a
We found that out
surprise.
2 minutes before our drive ended. That it was heated.
Yeah.
It was funny how I found it because I was driving and we were like on the stretch to Josh's parents' house. And we were driving. I was looking down because it was light outside now so I could actually see buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that the squiggle button for my heated seats was on my steering wheel. I was like, Josh, look, a squiggle, and look, there's another squiggle on my steering wheel. So I pushed it and it got real hot. I'm like, there's a heated steering wheel. This is cool.
It was very nice.
I can only use the heated seats for like the first 10 minutes.
I used it the whole way.
And then I can't do it anymore because makes my ass hot.
Same here.
No, I loved it. I used it the whole way there.
The first time Alex tried out a heated seat, she thought she was pissing herself.
Some of them get really, really hot, but this was perfect. This
I
was
can't
perfect.
do it.
Yeah.
So,
I would like a heated steering wheel, but at the same time, just until it's warm.
I don't think it stays on for a long period of time. It turns itself off, right?
The heated seats didn't.
No,
They
the
stayed
steering
on.
wheel.
Oh, I don't know. I turned the steering wheel got hot. Like I had to turn that off. But the seats were nice.
When we were leaving South Dakota to go up to Minnesota to see my family, we got on the interstate to go north, and right as we got on there, I couldn't accelerate, and suddenly the check engine light came on.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like, motherfucker. So Alex got on her phone. Thank God for technology these days. I can't imagine what life would be like without these devices that are sitting here that we take for granted, all the time. So Alex looked up Enterprise, who we went our rental through. She called this first place. She said, this and this is happening to our vehicle. What do you have as far as compacts go? They said, we have no compacts. We have all trucks and SUVs. She should have left this one part out for me. They had a Dodge Challenger. Or is it a Charger?
No, it was a Challenger.
Challenger. I was
Challenger is the two-door.
I would have been like, thanks, Dodge! On Archer. I love that part.
Yeah. She's like, and where are you traveling to? And I'm like, well, tonight we'll be traveling 13 hours east. She goes, well, none of these should work for you then. She's like, and looked up like another 10 miles east or whatever. There was another Enterprise. And she's like, oh, they've got compacts there. Well, I'll send you there. Is it going to be an easy process or do I have to like pay anything? She goes, nope. All you got to do, it's as simple as you just come to this store right here and you sign your name on a new car. They give you a new car and you'll be in and out in 5 minutes. We were there for 45 minutes.
Yep, 5 minutes turned into almost an hour.
The person that helped us out looked like she was brand new.
Did you get another Sonic?
No. We got a shit car.
We got a POS 2017 Hyundai Accent.
Hyundai.
The wheels were this big.
Yeah, they were. They might have been smaller than this table.
They were half the size of this table. They were super small.
They
I'm
were
like,
small.
you expect me to drive 13 hours east in the snow in this tiny
Better
little
gas
thing?
mileage, though.
It did. It did have better gas mileage.
Yep.
But it did have knobs on it and an ignition.
It had
So-
no Bluetooth,
So
which
no
angered
options.
me. No options.
No
No
options.
Bluetooth. I had to buy an aux cable for $14 at the gas station right across the street to get out of the city.
Why didn't you just carry a aux cable with you?
We don't own one.
We don't own one.
We don't
Well,
have
now
a car
do.
with an aux cable.
Yeah, we haven't.
We have one now.
Yeah, we have one now.
For future use.
That wasn't the hard part. So she goes, all right, well, it's really cold, so let me go outside and warm it up for you. So Josh and I like look at each other and we're like, we're perfectly capable.
We're fine.
Like, we have to move all of our shit from this car into this car. But she's like, oh, let me go. I'm like, oh, Josh, fine. Be nice. So we sat down for 15 minutes and like looked at our phones and talked a little bit. She goes, all right, I think it's probably warmed up enough. She brings it around and parks it behind our car so we can load up our stuff. And she goes to go open up the back door and it's frozen shut.
Yes.
And she goes, oh, well, you know what? That's "Oh, I'm sorry about that. When you guys return cars, we hose them down to make them look nice. It's negative 20 degrees outside."
It was cold. It was the coldest day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
26th, yeah. It was
negative 20 degrees outside.
Yep.
Well, they still gotta wash it.
So
It froze.
So not only
the only door that would open was the passenger side door and the driver door. The back doors wouldn't open up either.
So not only did they give us a crappier car, they downgraded us to what's economy is the downgrade from compact.
Yeah.
So they downgraded us, and they couldn't open that one. So they gave us the same exact make and model of just a different color, and said this one works. It's good.
So and that's not where that stops because she's like, let me warm this one up for you. So I was like, she could tell we were getting frustrated.
Oh, I was getting.
We were getting like super mad. So she pulls this one up, and she keeps coming around and following Josh. Like, I just need your signature on this piece of paper. And we're shoving shit from one car into the other, and I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the pen died too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
The pen died, so she's like, just press on it. It'll transfer to the. They were doing a paper trail.
The funny part was that she just really needed Josh's signature to like sign off on the car. We were completely ignoring this girl because we were like trying to get her crap in here and
I didn't hear her.
And she gets into the driver's seat while Josh is reaching into the passenger side seat, goes in there and goes, I just need your signature right here. Josh is like, there.
I was in a white rage, so I don't even remember that.
He was super mad.
I was angry.
So we finally get in the car. Josh is like, great, doesn't have Bluetooth. We need to go buy an aux cable. So we go across the street to the gas station to go buy it. And I'm like, what's that? It's an indicator light, a yellow one. And I'm like, this one's broken too.
So she's like, get the manual out while we're sitting in the parking lot at the gas station.
It was a symbol I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
For new vehicles. So and it came up to be the symbol of low tire pressure. So and I was like, well, it is cold, but maybe just in case we should have her double check and make sure that we're not about to travel 13 hours on flat tires. So this is what she does. She comes out, looks at the tires, and said, they look good.
Yeah, she said that, and then she said it's gonna change after you drive a little while.
After you drop, no, it never turned off.
We drove all the way across the U.S. Nothing.
That was our.
It's our car dealership rant.
So we ended up being like an hour and a half late for our gift exchange in Minnesota.
Yep.
Everyone else already ate Christmas dinner.
On the way back home, we drove through the night. It was about maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Alex, I can't do anymore. I've gone since we left about 9 or 10, right?
Yeah. 9 or 10.
So right as soon as we got into Illinois, like we were right outside of Chicago, I was like, Alex, you're just gonna have to switch me. So we drove through Chicago. We didn't hit any bad weather until we got to Gary. Right as soon as we got to Indiana is when we got hit with this snowstorm that just blew through Indiana. Mm-hmm. It was nuts.
It was the longest last 2 hours of the trip ever.
Yeah, I was asleep and Alex had to wake me up because she's like, I need you to talk to me. I can't concentrate.
I was just so tired.
So I woke up, I was like, all right, so it's cold outside. What do you want to do when we get home? I was just trying to come up with conversation. I couldn't think of anything because I just woke up.
Pissed off and I'm just stop talking.
I don't see you ever getting excited over vegetables.
No.
There's nothing you would ever be excited about with a vegetable. Do you eat any vegetables at all? Like
not
anything?
Really.
Potatoes are not vegetables.
I will eat some carrots, but I don't generally.
Man.
I mean, I like carrots.
You got to get some greens in you.
No.
Okay, Mom.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be healthy. I'm trying to be like, hey, everybody. Alex had green beans for the first time in a long time, and she actually loved it.
I didn't love it. I just tolerated it.
Oh,
that's exactly it. I had my Christmas party for work. I had green beans, and I'm like, these aren't good. They're not bad. They taste like grabbing a handful of grass. I mean, why am I eating this?
That's not what I think. It's more like I didn't love them. I just was like, I'll eat them.
What I think out of gift giving, I don't want to sound negative or anything, but personally, I think the worst thing anyone can do is give somebody a gift receipt. If it's not clothes, if it's a double of something, give them the freaking receipt that you already have. Gift receipts itself feel selfish because you're like, I don't like this, I'm getting rid of it.
I do it for the sole purpose of, I hope no one else got this for you, but here you go.
Sure.
But if they did, you can take it to certain places that don't require receipts for returns.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying,
yeah.
But it's just one of those, here, I saw this, thought you might like it. If not, go get what you want on me, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Jim Gaffigan, I'm going to quote him, he's like, oh, I got a gift receipt for your sweater in case you want it. No, I'll just throw it out. make a chore for me to go anywhere.
Yeah.
People don't like gift cards because it's not personal. I freaking love.
I love gift cards.
Gift cards.
I love
My
gift
parents
cards.
bought me $50 to B-dubs. I was like, heck yes.
Well, for you two, it's more like
That's
meal
2
and a
meals.
half.
2 meals.
Yeah, 2 meals.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I was like, that is nice. And I also got a gift card to Red Robin. I was like, they got great burgers. I love that. We got a gift card to Regal Cinemas. So I was like, we see movies all the time.
Is that Coldwater Regal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got some Reptar bars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about those because those are really good.
They're
I
at
like 'em.
FYE. You haven't been to the mall in a while, have you?
No.
Yeah, they have a lot of 90s stuff. That's what's in now.
So what is a Reptar bar?
I could break one out if you want to try one.
You
Sure.
would like
Yeah,
it, actually.
yeah.
It's really good. It's like chocolate with yummy stuff.
So while he's gone, I'll ask this.
Yeah.
Would you ever get him just a gift card?
No.
But would he like a gift card? If you got him,
We
like,
don't get each other gift cards.
So that's that personal touch that you wouldn't do with your
Josh and
significant
I,
other.
even this year, like last year, we spoiled each other. I don't remember what I got him, but he spoiled the crap out of me. He got
Well-
me this headset and my new my new controller. And
What if he got you something like that, and then hey, also here's a gift card?
we don't do gift cards.
But what if that was to happen?
Probably be upset.
You got really nice things, like everything you just said.
I know.
And he's like, oh, and here's a gift card.
Would you ever get me a gift card?
Maybe to your own clothing places, but you would spend the same. It's
Like,
coming out of the
Jo-
same account.
See, there's like, yeah, it's coming out of this. Like, it's pointless. It's like the same as him handing me a 20.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
It's that we just don't give each other gift cards.
Do you want me to eat this?
Well, not the whole thing.
Not the whole
you
thing,
Can,
that's
you can
fine.
break them off. They're
They're like little squares. Or
what do you
whatever.
call them?
Hershey's.
Well, yeah, Hershey's. But I was gonna.
Carmella.
Yeah, that.
But I mean, you watched Rugrats before, right?
It's
Obviously.
been a while, but yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the actual rep?
You just smelled it.
It's chocolate.
I know, but I wanted to smell it.
So he's
do you
trying a
remember when
Reptar
they,
bar.
When in Rugrats they eat the Reptar bar, which is green, and then they go nah, and
I
then
remember
it turns
that.
your tongue green.
Really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you this
Alex,
is super good.
You want a piece, Alex?
No, I'm okay.
You sure?
Just lay it down. I will eat it after the podcast.
I'll lay it down over here.
If she got you a gift card to somewhere, like an Xbox gift card, would
Oh, I'd
you
like
like
that.
That's different.
Why? Why is that different?
It's a whole amount going towards Xbox instead of every single time I have to buy something small. Like for example, I want to buy something for $3 or $4, but I want to save the rest for something later in case there's another
Or if it
sale.
was like an Xbox Live gift card, like that's different because that's how we buy. I don't know. Do you get what I'm
All right.
saying?
It
Same
feels
thing.
different.
What if he got you an Xbox
She doesn't buy
gift
anything
card?
on the marketplace.
I don't buy anything on Marketplace.
I buy it and share with
Making
her.
this so difficult.
Well, no, we're giving you reasons.
This is our relationship.
I guess so.
So I know.
Bottom line is, we do not buy each other gift cards.
No, there's no reason. It's
We
more
buy personal,
stuff.
personal stuff for each other.
Yeah.
I would much rather him go to the mall with me and him pick something out, and I try
Okay.
it on, and he buys it for
Exactly.
me. Like
Gotcha.
that's what we
That
do.
is the only reason Alex picks out anything at the malls to impress me.
Yeah.
You know you don't have to impress him anymore, right?
No, she's still.
I
To this
like
day.
doing that. That's what
To
I did
this
for New
day.
Year's. He was not involved in my dress buying or anything, or my jewelry or anything, and I got myself beautified, and I walked downstairs like it was she's all that walking down the stairs. I was like,
get
Andrew,
that
ready?
close
And
to you.
Josh is like, oh, so this I have to say this because this is super funny. This is how much of a guy he was. I walked downstairs. My dress is like this. It's almost like what I would like to call like a tube dress, so it hugs me very tightly, and it goes down to about my knees, and then I changed it up a little bit this year. I wore long sleeve, so a long sleeve dress. It was all red, and there was a little sheer in some places. I walked downstairs, and then Josh was like, oh yeah, this is really nice. Wow, I really like it. Then we get in the car, and I was like, do you think this is a little much? I never wear sleeves. And he's like, you're wearing sleeves?
I didn't. She was wearing a coat at the time, and I was like, "You're wearing." I didn't even
And
see
I
that.
walked downstairs and he like hugged me and was feeling on me and stuff. And he's like, I was like, yeah, the really long red sleeves attached to my dress. He's like, I was actually looking at your butt.
Yep. Can't argue with that.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so glad you like my dress, honey. He probably couldn't describe it at all.
Yeah. Did you get anything for Christmas?
My folks just gave me some cash, which was fine by me.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Cash
nice.
is good.
Yeah, cash is always
Oh,
good.
they also got me. They get me this every year. They got me 6 packs of Coke in the bottle,
Oh, the glass.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Alex
My
loves
favorite
that.
way of drinking Coke.
and they got me a white fudge covered Oreos.
We've got a story about the National Dog Show. So
I forgot about
it was
this.
Christmas Eve, and again, this is before we were watching The Grinch. We were just watching what was on, and the National Dog Show was on, and it's fun to watch, see all the cool breeds. We watched. I think there's six or seven classes, and
we watched like 5 out of the 7.
We watched 5 out of the 7, and at the end, like we were trying to see who's going to get best in show, like the best dog or whatever.
Yeah, that's always best to see like what's the dog of the year.
We watched it for like
breed.
an hour,
yeah,
hour and a half or something. At the end, we were like, oh dang, the dachshund didn't get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at the end, they're like, all right, and thank you for watching the Purina National Dog Show of 2012.
Yeah.
And we were, then Josh and I go, what?
I was
get on,
so
and they had
mad.
They were playing like the last 3 years before 2000.
They had programming to fill.
I was so mad. I sat there like, we watched all these breeds, we saw all this stuff, and it doesn't even matter.
Well,
this is from 5 years ago.
It was still fun to watch, but it was like we totally sat through that thinking it was 2017.
I was so mad.
By the way, both TBS and TNT played A Christmas Story straight through.
Did you watch it?
Really?
No.
With no
Why
commercials?
not?
It was on for a while, but I'm just like, I can't.
Just sit through it. Just
No,
one time.
can't do it.
Start to finish. You'll see how funny it is.
It's not that funny. It's the problem is I didn't watch it as a
Are you
kid.
made of coal, Brett? You sent this to Alex last time.
There are parts
are you
that
heartless?
I chuckle at, but
I get it.
I think it's all right.
I didn't watch it as a kid. That's the problem.
I want to say the first time I saw that, I had to have been at least 13 or 14, maybe even 15. Like, I was a
There's
teenager.
still a lot of movies I love today made an impression on me because I watched them at that age.
I get that.
I
yeah.
agree.
Let's talk about New Year's.
For our New Year's, we pre-gamed at Alex's mom's place. Then around, I want to say 10:45 is when we headed out to flashbacks. 10:30.
Yep.
Headed out to flashbacks. Guys took an Uber. Girls rode in Alex's sister's car. We got the warm car. They got the cold car.
Yeah, we were all dressed in nothing, and they were in layers, and we decided to do like our normal New Year's attire, which is dress up and
Look nice.
formal attire. And so the girls are wearing dresses, 1 layer, and the boys are in a warm Uber wearing 2-3 layers of vests and ties and long sleeves.
Ties don't give you a lot of heat, Alex.
It's like a scarf.
No,
It's not at all like a scarf.
It's a thin layer around your neck if you got a big thick neck like myself. Whose decision was that? Why didn't you guys take
It was
the
last
Uber?
minute decision. Instead of taking 2 Ubers, we decided to split the girls up. And she's
see.
got a really small car, so we had bigger guys.
Huddled together.
So
Wait a minute, what?
Bigger guys.
Bigger
like
guys.
you can't fit Rob, Shane, Josh, like
no, I agree.
in the and
Well,
Rick
I'll
all in Paige's car.
I'm gonna say this was not a comfortable ride. Rob took up a seat and a half, whereas Rick and I, we're like just all right. So maybe we should put our arms around each other, get a little more comfortable. Shane had the front. Shane had the most comfortable seat in the house. We always have Shane take the front because he's the most social out of all of us. We're like, you talk. We're gonna
talk.
sit back here and just laugh at you.
It was you, Rob, and Rick in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Rick sat bitch, and he sat more on my lap than the seat.
That would have been funny to see all you guys all
It was
pushed
the
into an
worst.
Uber.
I was sitting like this the whole
Were you
time.
warm?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was -10.
I couldn't buckle my seatbelt. Okay, so we get into the Uber. Rob's just like, all right, get the seatbelt on. And he's just like struggling with it. And he's bringing his arms out. And Rick and I are just sitting there like, you fucking asshole.
So tell me about flashbacks.
We got our drinks around 11, went upstairs and
Chili's has heated seats.
took a few photos together, took a couple of lemon drop shots and a couple Jello tubes. Not a couple, I'm going to say one each,
I
but
was like, we took one.
just one each, everybody. We just Rick bought a round for everybody, and then Rob bought a round for everybody, and then that's when things went south. This shit still happens.
Yeah, as our friends know who listen, New Year's for Josh and I ended up being a shitstorm.
It was
like
the
it
worst.
was the worst New Year's we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which completely sucks because
That's our party night.
We looked fucking good. Like we spent our time getting ready, and then we surprised ourselves with how good we looked, and it was like, wow, and like we looked really good. We were
great.
ready to, and we put this together for our friends to be like, hey, we're going out, we're doing this, we're gonna be here.
Well, not
first,
only that,
and
the only reason why Shane and Ashley came out was because Flashbacks is closing
it's
and
closing.
relocating.
Yes,
Yep.
closing and relocating.
So it was like this was like a grand finale
like our
of the
finale
place. The
to-
place that we have been going for the past 8 years.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was I had some wine over at my mom's house where we pre-gamed.
You had a glass.
Yeah, I had like a glass of wine. So I feel chill. So we get there and we had to run a timeline with Josh. I sent him a text at 10:41 p.m. to let him know that I was at the door so he could give me my ID. So we got in, Paige dropped us off. I went inside and we waited for Paige to get in to get our drinks. So we probably got our first drink around 11. We went to bartender when you first walk in, and it's not busy at all. Able to walk right up and get the drink.
Yeah.
Watched her pour my drink and give it to me. And I got a double Sprite and vodka. So something light. We hung out downstairs for just a little bit and then went upstairs to the upstairs bar and we're hanging around a table, standing up, just socializing, taking pictures, and waiting for Joe, our friend, to show up. That's when Rob brought us our Jell-O syringe shots, which I only had a little bit of because I can't do Jell-O.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
I don't like doing Jell-O shots. I can't
thick,
do it.
it's sweet.
I don't like it. I throw it up.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I just took a little bit of it and gave it either to Rob or Josh or something. I was like, oh, thanks for it. Thanks for that. Seconds later, Rick had turned around and was passing out lemon drops. And a lemon drop is, it's the easiest shot I could ever take. That's when we were starting to take pictures. The pictures were time-stamped at 11:38. So we weren't even there an hour yet. You know me, I nurse my drink when I go out. I know that my limit there with the drinks that they give, where I start to get super drunk, is if I go past 3 of those drinks, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
So I am only about this much into my drink. I only drank like the first part of it. We go downstairs to go to the dance floor finally. When I got to flashbacks, I peed right away just because there's no line.
There's no women in the line.
I wait, and so that's because I know, but by the end of the night I'm gonna have to pee again. So, but the weird part is we weren't even there an hour yet, and I was like, well, that's weird. I haven't drank a lot, and I really have to pee again. And I looked at his phone and saw what time it is because I want to know how long until the countdown. It said 11:41, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. He's like, again? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Weird.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna go again just because it's right before midnight. So I go and I stand in line. There's a couple people in front of me and I'm sitting up against the back of the bathroom, like kind of where like the little inlet is up against the wall. I look at my phone, I look up, and the whole entire bathroom is moving. I can't feel my feet all of a sudden. I can't feel my hands. Everything is super blurry, and it's kind of like I'm in a dream, and I just kind of panicked. And I said, peek and wait. I need to go find Josh. I just panicked really quick and went back to the group and kind of worked it up to like, oh, wow, maybe I'm having a panic attack. I went back to Josh, and he's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So I kind of like chilled myself out, put a happy face on, didn't want anybody like saying, oh, trying to figure out what was wrong. Mm-hmm. So by the time I get back to Josh, he said I had asked him multiple times how long until midnight. Yeah. Like I kept repeating how long till midnight. I don't remember that. And he went and left me for a second with the group, got our glass of champagne that they give us. All of a sudden, my leg was wet. And Josh goes, oh, you dropped your drink. And I still had my one drink, my mixed drink, which I still have only drank half of, like if half. So I've only had that and a lemon drop. I had dropped my drink, my champagne. I looked over at my hand and I couldn't feel my hand, and my hand was still in the
cup form.
In the cup form where I was holding my cup. I just looked over and I was just like, oh, that's weird. I dropped my drink. Started to freak out a little bit more, and I don't remember them counting down from the last minute. The last conscious memory I have is them going 41, 40, 39, those specific seconds. But the confusing part is my thought process was I was started to have a mental freak out that they're counting down minutes. The minutes are going by so fast. Why are they counting down the minutes? Yeah. Like I couldn't get seconds into my head. Sure. Then it's just blurred. Like I can't remember a lot of anything. Like there's certain parts that Josh will tell me, and then I'll kind of like it. I can kind of make up in my head. But the next morning, like I'll kind of fill in the blanks. But the next morning, I had to run the timeline with Josh, be like, "What the hell happened when I woke up in bed?"
You continue from where she doesn't remember.
Alex and I, we kissed on New Year's when the ball dropped, and she doesn't remember anything past this point. So,
I don't remember everyone screaming Happy New Year.
And then we hugged for about 5 minutes, what it felt like anyway. And then Alex said to me immediately, "We have to go." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "We need to leave the bar, the bar that we always stay until 3 all the time. We've only left the bar early once before, and that was last year because we were just done partying. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. We're done." Then Alex is like, "Well, I need to go to the trash can." I was like, "Okay, well, let's just think on this. I'll let you settle down." So she went to the trash can thinking that she had to puke. Nothing came up. So I was like, all right, this is weird. And then she immediately grabbed me and said, "We have to leave." I was like, are you okay? She's like, "No, I'm freaking out." I was like, "Okay, let's go outside where you can get away from the noise." So it was cold as shit though. Sure. That's the downside. So we went outside. We were outside for maybe 20 seconds and all she could say to me was home. Let's go home. She could barely get 3 words out. I was like, all right, I'll call an Uber. Let's go to the bathroom first. We both went to the bathroom. Alex cut in line in hers.
The flash I have of the bathroom at that time was, I just remember seeing the stall, and it was like, I felt like I was blacked out drunk. Like I could see the stall, and I just needed to get to the stall. I needed to somehow get my body to walk to the stall. And then I like blacked out on the toilet.
Yeah. At this time, she had put her drink away. She was done. She only had like maybe half of it.
Maybe half
and
of my
then
drink.
she left the bathroom later on, like a minute later, and I caught up with her. Like we both left the bathroom at the same time. I was like, all right, I'll get an Uber. I contacted Uber, and I went up to Shane and everybody. I was like, we're leaving. They're like, what? I was like, I have to get Alex out of here. She's not right. Something's going on. So Shane helped us to the Uber, and we rode home.
Oh, you said I had like a death grip on you.
You wouldn't let go of my arm, and you had your head buried in my shoulder blade, like in my back. Like you didn't want to look at anybody, hear anything, talk at all. Then we got into the Uber and we rode home.
You said Shane helped me out?
Yes, he practically carried you out in a sense because you were stumped. You couldn't walk, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. This is weird. I've never
How'd
seen
your
Alex.
driver react?
He just thought that she was really drunk. That's all. And I was sober. I mean, I had maybe 2 drinks.
He had like 2 drinks. Like
yeah.
we had not even started to our regular routine at flashbacks yet.
Yeah, we don't usually start feeling or drinking more until like 1. We got to Alex's mom's. I was like, okay, I'll bring the car up to the driveway and you stay here. And I'll actually mimic kind of what she was doing. She was holding her phone like this, and she had her head down, and she was just like looking at it and like hunched over, and it wasn't right. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I got her home, and I got her right to bed. I checked on her a couple times. The funny thing was, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, fucking hey, I'm hungry. I'm going to McDonald's. Alex was still passed out, so I was like, okay, I'll just take my car. I'll go up there and come back. And I stayed up until about 3, just enjoying myself, watching the ranch and all that, and just having a good time by myself, and messaging people and doing stuff on Facebook and all that, and just seeing what everyone else was up to. Next morning, Alex wakes up, and she's like, how the fuck did I get in bed? Like, the last thing she remembered was flashbacks at midnight. That's it.
Not even midnight. It's pretty obvious. We suspect that I got roofied.
Yes. The date rape drug of Rufalin.
That's what I meant by the hangover situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Rufalin, yeah.
Rufalin. You got roofied practically, and
yeah. I know how much liquor I can handle. I mean, we go out with the same group all the time. They know how much I can handle.
Yep. That's why they were so shocked.
Like
they were like, really? You guys
and I never leave. The more drunk I get, the more I want to stay out.
Yep.
I don't want to go.
Yep.
I can be blackout drunk and have a good time.
So it's a really scary situation. Alex has no idea.
Made me, I can remember like the feeling of it. It was just like I couldn't feel my body. Like it felt really weird, and I could not talk. You just don't hear about that anymore. You don't hear about roofies. You don't hear about girls getting drugged at the... I mean, it's not just girls. It could be guys, too.
Will this change your going out plans in the future?
Well, I'm definitely going to be more cautious.
Oh,
I mean,
extremely.
I've always been very cautious about my drink. And if for some reason I left my drink sitting somewhere, I just throw it away. Most of the time, I don't pick it back up.
Right.
And then I just go buy another drink. The only time I can think of that ever happening is I set my drink down on the table and I turned to grab the shots that were being passed to us because we were directly right next to the bar. We had to stop, set our drinks down, and turn and grab shots to pass around.
Yeah.
That shit is so potent. You need a sip.
Yeah.
A sip to ruin your night. I had actually looked up like signs and symptoms. So if anytime you were going out and you notice your friends and you like, for instance, like Josh and my friends know how much I can handle to drink, but the last thing anyone would think of, who's going to roofie Alex? Like, it's just, nobody would have thought that.
Yeah.
What happens is it acts like a sedative. It depresses your nervous system. The signs that someone has been drugged is loss of control over movements, so stumbling. Feeling drunk without having drunk much alcohol is number 2. Yeah. Difficulty talking. That was the other thing, is I just couldn't find words. I was really confused. Nausea. You just want to vomit all the time and nothing comes up.
Yeah.
You just purge.
Yep.
Unconsciousness, difficulty with vision, dizziness, and confusion. So really, it's hard to tell just because it mimics someone who's really, really drunk. I was there for 30 minutes. And within 5 minutes of going downstairs, and I had even talked to our friend Shane on the phone the next day, he's like, I remember you going to the bathroom. You were fine. And then you came back, and the next thing I know, Josh is tapping me on the shoulder saying, you got to go.
Yeah.
Luckily, Josh was really smart and just knew me
I listened.
and said,
I listened.
all right, we need to get out of here. Something.
I mean, I was mad. I'd rather her be safe than anything else, because if I would have left her alone, or we would have left her alone in the bathroom, she passed out, someone would go in there, grab her, wouldn't have even known where she was. She
Sure.
can't even function. I mean, we did everything.
I'm surprised you went alone that last trip.
Josh was waiting outside.
No, you should.
We both went to the bathroom at the same
somebody
time. Well,
should have went in with you.
I know, but I didn't. I don't think he told nothing registered until like in the morning that there's no way that this would have happened other than me being drugged.
Keep an eye. Keep your drinks close.
Yes.
Very
out
very
and your
close.
friends closer.
And your friends closer. Well, and the other thing too is I was like, wow, I'd be like the last person I would think of because I was obviously with you and I was with a huge group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It ruined my New Year. I woke up, I had a huge headache and I felt like my stomach felt really bad, but I mean within minutes of waking up I felt fine. Pretty much once you wake up, you pee, you brush your teeth, it's really hard to detect.
It's out of your system. Yeah.
So unless someone goes, oh wow, I think this person, like if you or Shane or somebody would have gone, you should take her to the hospital, then you guys would have been able to tell whether or not I had it in my system. I really don't want people messaging me. It was difficult to even want to talk about this.
That's why I said to you immediately, do you want to?
It was mainly more for just more of a PSA.
T-shirt Tuesday will be beginning on Tuesday, the 9th of January, of the winner of our voting system on all 3 social media platforms. So if you haven't voted and you see those on there, you're like, oh, I'd like that on a shirt. I'd like an opportunity to win that. Comment on the tweet, the Instagram post, the Facebook post, any of those. Just say a number, or you can even ask, like, what is this from? Why is this even here? Because people were asking me about the Fix-A-Taint in seconds.
Yeah.
That was last year's New Year's, Alex's story about a girl stretching down her tights.
I don't know if it was New Year's.
It was last New Year's.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Go back a year. I'm not going to tell the whole story again. So
Yeah.
it's also on our YouTube video of what was it called? We're Not Old Those Bitches.
Probably.
Yep.
Yep.
So 2018 is not looking good.
We'll get better. It'll get
I
better.
hope so. I really do. So without further ado, guys, let's go. Bye.
Bye.